All right, hi. Back in the garage. Um, I know I posted kind of a teaser on something that I've been working on, and kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into what it is. I'm definitely going to be modifying over time as I start to, or at least I've started to see how it's working. But it's pretty cool either way, and I wanted to share. So, love my 3D printer. JMac gave me the idea on his, as he and I were talking about doing some kind of light up Suzuki logo on the front. And initially I was looking at the original kind of stock grill, and I don't have one. I don't have the stock grill. I've got, kind of the Jeep Hummer style on mine. So I started to think about it for him, and then kind of just as I was doing everything else, I just didn't get back to it. But I eventually started to think about like, well, how could I do it for mine? Because I have something I can test and fit and measure and all that kind of stuff. So I started playing around, and I 3D printed this. As you can see, it's translucent. It's got a place in the back for LEDs. Here are my LEDs, and I'll stick them in there. See how it lights up, and we'll see if it's something that I like. I have a feeling, as I'm looking closer at this, as you can kind of see the light through it, you can see the patterns from the 3D print because I did it with a fill. I think I'm going to do it again and try to remove that infill. It's not going to be perfect because it still needs a place to, kind of connect to the mount and stuff. But if I can get rid of most of that pattern, I think it'll give me a pretty clean look. And even if it's, just the front face is what's translucent versus like, the sides and the back, that might control the light better and have it kind of push through. So I'm playing around with that. And we'll get it connected, and I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll see how it goes together. I haven't tried it yet, so I printed it. I've been out of town, and I've been waiting to kind of get home and have a moment outside of work to be able to play with it. And for those that have paid attention and have seen me kind of walking around my garage, there's something missing. The Beetle has been sold. I'm happy it's out of my garage. I'm happy it's gone to a great home. A really nice guy that has, I think he said he has like 6 or 7 Jeep Willys, big kind of car guy, lives about an hour away. Bought it for his daughter. She's 14, she's just learning how to drive, and she's always wanted a Volkswagen Bug. So he found mine. Probably one of the easiest sales I've ever dealt with. He didn't test drive it. He just kind of showed up, loved it, only offered me a couple $100 less than what I was asking, which of course I took, and he drove it away. So, pretty excited about that. But it's sad. I had that car for 10 years. My wife and I made a lot of good memories in that, just kind of cruising around, and, it's sad to see it go, but at the same time, like I just didn't have the room. It wasn't getting any attention, and it was just time to get rid of it. So I love my Minis and I love my Jimny. I guess you could say my right-hand car collection at this point, right-hand drive car collection, because the Beetle was the only thing I had that was not right-hand drive. But anyway, enough of me blabbing. I'm going to connect this up, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here goes. It's dark in here. I've wired it up and turned the lights off just to kind of see. It's not perfect because I've got some windows over here that's shining in a little bit, but you tell me what you think. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said earlier, you can see, I don't know if it's going to focus very well, but you can kind of see the infill pattern, which is what I expected. But from a distance, I mean, it's kind of neat. If I'll flip on my headlights, or at least my driving lights, and see it all come together. I don't know. You let me know what you think. I'm going to keep working on it. Going to try to see if I can clean up that infill print a bit and make it a smoother finish so you don't see that pattern. I bought some really cheap LEDs too. They're waterproof, so I don't have to worry about, you know, them getting wet. Although my case that I designed will have a gasket that you can kind of put on there, and it'll help, you know, kind of keep the water out of it. But I'm not worried about it with the LEDs being waterproof. And, you know, but I think my point in the cheap LEDs is, you know, they're I don't know if they're bright enough or there's not enough of them. Here's what they look like. It should be enough. I'm getting, you know, kind of bright spots where the LEDs are and dark spots where they aren't. Some of that's probably just me doing a better job laying it out, and I kind of just shoved it inside there, and I shoved the whole strip inside, which is, I don't know how long I bought. I don't know, it's like maybe 12 inches, maybe a little longer. Maybe a little longer than 12. And I just kind of like balled it up and shoved it in there. So maybe with a little bit of a cleaner, kind of making sure all the LEDs face out, and, you know, maybe kind of hot glue them into place just to kind of hold them there or figure something out. But I probably don't need that whole balled up set in there. But yeah, so some playing around, but it's for a first attempt, I mean, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll keep it. I'm going to keep playing. I'll throw this up on, you know, obviously if you're watching it, you know, I've thrown it up on YouTube, but I'm going to keep playing around. But if you're interested, even if you want an as is and you have this same kind of grill, just let me know. I'm happy to print one and send one to you, and even include the LEDs. If you like it the way that it is, I'm going to try to keep evolving it and try to get it a little cleaner. I like the size of it. I originally thought that it might be too big, but I think it's a good scale. It'd be interesting to kind of drive around with it and just kind of see. I'm trying to figure out if I have it so it's always on. So when you know, with like key to accessory, turn the accessory on and it lights up and is not reliant on having your headlights on or even your daytime running lights on. I thought that'd be better than it only being on, like, when your lights are on. Kind of when your lights are on, what's the point? But on the other hand, it's daytime. Can you really see it light up? So I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments. If you think it should be on the daytime running lights or always on as long as the car's on. I'm sure it's also just a personal preference, but at least wanted to share the idea and get it out there to all of you, because I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a cool idea. Again, I think it needs some tweaking. I gotta figure out if the way that I hope to mount it works. Because what I was thinking is I'd put I'd just run the screws to the plate through the back side of the grill, with maybe some washer so it doesn't slip through the grid. And I feel like that's more than enough. I mean, it's sitting in there now pretty good because of the wiring, but I thought it looks better than it does on the screen, by the way. But I thought that might be a very simple way to mount it. And, I mean, I say that it might be hard to get back there and get screws in there. And it'd be cool to kind of do a clip-on system, but I think I'm going to have to at least figure out a way to get some screws back there. It may just be like take the grill off, right, and not do it while the grill is on, but I hate doing that because of the stupid grill clips that are so easy to snap off, although I do have my own prints that I can do and replace them, but it's still annoying. But that's probably the best way, is just doing it from the backside with the grill out and putting some screws in there, mounting it, and then running. I just got it set up directly to the battery with a couple of jumpers right now just to see how it lights up, but I don't know. I think it's pretty neat. But would love your thoughts. So, yeah, reach out, let me know what you think. If you're interested, let me know. Like I said, I'm happy to send a version of the one I have now, or just kind of keep an eye on. I'll provide some updates as I continue to tweak. And here's another one. It was a little thicker when I first printed it, and I thought it was great. But then I was like, before I go through the effort, I should, make it a little thinner. It doesn't need to be that thick. So the one that I've got on there now is the thinner version. And then my next version is definitely going to try to make it a little more hollow, or at least maybe no infill. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off. That's not going to work, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a way to make it cleaner. I don't want to go 100% because I think then we'll lose the translucency of it. But either way, if you have any ideas on how to improve it. I know I'm limited by a 3D printer, so I'm not looking to manufacture anything. So there are probably way better ways to do it. But this is my DIY at home, fun, cool version. So anyway, that's it. Stay tuned. I've got a couple of things coming up that I'll be sharing. So more to come. Anyway, thanks.